Hello YouTube. I've just taken delivery of this. Now, as nobody else seems to have videoed a review of one of these yet, or certainly hasn't posted it on here, I thought I'd try to fill in the gap. Now, this is the Kato RhB G442 and coaches in the colour scheme of the Hakone Tozan railway. The Hakone Tozan is a Japanese line which is twinned with the RhB. I'll flip around to the back here while I talk a bit more about this. Now, these models are of Swiss meter gauge stock, but they are scaled to run on standard N gauge track. Kato released the Glacier Express a few years ago now, and were, I suspect, rather pleasantly surprised by how well it sold. Since then, they've developed a small but thriving range of Swiss meter gauge stock, which will hopefully expand. Indeed, if anyone from Kato is listening to this, please can we have some goods wagons? Some freight stock, please? Please? Okay. On to opening the box. I have not done this before, so here we go. These are the standard Kato box. You get a cardboard outer, a polystyrene sleeve, a piece of clear plastic over the front of the polystyrene to protect the contents, and a plastic sheet. Quite a lot of plastic. We'll start with the accessory set, because this is quite often missed out in videos and photographs. In here you have air hoses to detail the front of the locomotive, and you also have, what are they, Rapido couplers for the locomotive. Now, the reason they provide those is that the Glacier Express came with Rapidos, and Kato, it appears, are still trying to enable everything to be compatible. If you buy the Glacier, you can upgrade it to the couplers as used on these coaches. In fact, I'll show you the coach first. These little things. Oh, come on, focus, focus. There we go. Which are not a bad representation of the centre buffer as used by the RhB. Obviously, there's a gap here because the coupler is bogie mounted. The reason they do that is that these can quite happily run round a 150mm radius curve, which is good for minimum space and desk layouts. Now, these are tooling they have released in the past, but with different running numbers. You will notice that the white stripe is a different thickness on the two. That's entirely prototypical. The RhB have versions with both thicknesses of stripe, and indeed one of them has VFR Retica instead of RhB. Well, the real railway uses 3 or indeed 4 different languages running in Switzerland. You will find their coaches named in Italian, French, German, or indeed Romansh, I believe. Well, let's get on to the locomotive. Again, this is existing tooling. I think the original was released about this time last year, in fact. And, oh, pantograph has fallen off. This is no criticism of their build quality. You can very easily, once you get the little pegs lined up, pop it back on. This is what you get when you shoot an unboxing video. Yeah, that's on properly. Now, it might look a cute little thing, but these can easily tow 8 or even more coaches up the Kato ramp and pier system. So let's get it onto the track. With its coaches. I do have the rest of these, but I'm intending to do a little running in session after I film this before I load it up with more coaches. Sometimes they can be a little bit fiddly to couple, but once they're connected, they stay connected. There we go. We'll flip the rear pantograph up a little bit. That's the other coach. Oops. Incidentally, if you're worried about trying to get these onto the track, then Kato provide a re-railing track in every Unitrack based starter set, and indeed if you buy the Glacier Express it comes with one. So, all coupled together. Without further ado, this is absolutely fresh from the box, never been run before. I shall tilt the camera down a little bit so you can see better. I can persuade it to tilt down a bit without jolting horrendously. Come on, there we go. So this is absolutely fresh from the box. First run, slowly increased power, and away she goes. Pretty good fresh out of the box. Let's run back the other way. Again, pretty good. It will probably be even better at low speed after a bit of running. The previous livery version of this locomotive with the same chassis certainly has improved. So to summarise, what's not to like really? At the present moment you can find these for under £100 equivalent. A little bit more for postage. They will run on completely standard N-gauge track. If you're tempted, buy one. Goodbye.